Hi there.
Hello, how are you all?
Goodness sakes.
I've been busy all day.
What you been doing? Oh, look at
I've
that.
been putting up I don't have any rhyme or reason to it, but this is what Jadron's Aquatics did. And he set up all these beautiful stickers for all the fish fam. So I've just got them all up there representing here on Father Fish. And I hope they join in with us too, but it's pretty awesome.
I love it. That's wonderful. Very neat.
Let's see, I've got the picture by Priscilla MK right there, if you can see it. And my bass, that was my pet bass when I was a little girl.
The bass. Tell the story of the bass.
Okay, so when I was 5 years old, my granddaddy took me fishing at the Santee Cooper in Columbia, South Carolina. And you know those little bitty Zebco Snoopy rod and reels that you got, the little kid ones? I caught that bass on that thing.
Was it that size?
Yes, it was a little bitty one. And my grandfather helped me reel it in. But we kept him in a pool for a year. And when we lost him, he had him stuffed for me.
Oh, isn't that wonderful?
That is how I started loving fish, for real. That was the most incredible experience I had in my life as a little girl. I was only 5. So, but I've been wanting to share him with everybody because he's really special to me. And through losing everything I've lost in my problems I've had, somehow I've hung on to that. And
that's amazing.
It's really incredible. So
nice.
I want to share him with all of you guys because he is absolutely an inspiration to me. Or she. It might be a she.
What's his name?
I don't even have a name for him.
Oh, come on, really? I'm shocked. I'm shocked.
It's just beautiful. He's just beautiful.
I love it. Aquarium Cop wants to know if you have his sticker up there.
I do. I don't have a lot of rhyme. There you are, Aquarium Cop, right there.
Look at that. Look at that.
There's Father Fish.
All
I got to give a shout out to Jadron's because he's the one that did all this. I've got everybody that's in that package. Y'all are up here. So I got Jack and Dan. Cool. There's Jack and Dan right there. This is one of the prints from Priscilla MK.
Yes.
And I'm going to frame it, but I just wanted to stick it up there for now.
That is stunning, isn't it?
It is. So, and then I'm going to be putting up her calendar soon. So I was just trying to figure out a way to stick it behind me so everybody could see it because I'm really proud of that. And I love you all.
HC Aqua is here. Hello, HC
Yes,
Aqua.
HC, you're up here. Let's see here. There's Aquarium Cop. There's Peplin. There's Blake's. There's Susie Q, River Life, Big Tank Hank, HC Aqua, Aqua Balls. I'm going to have to memorize them so I can call them all out. But
that's nice.
Yeah. But everybody's up there. I got Sand Creek Aquatics too. Anybody that was in that package, I've got y'all up here. And then I got Jack and Dan, and I've got Dustin's Fish Room. And this is my friend. There's Danikin. Catfish Terry and Kaylor's. There's Kaylor's Aquatics.
Yeah, yeah.
So I've tried to represent everybody up there, and then I topped y'all off with my favorite fish of all times.
Oh my! He's a big guy.
Yeah, he was big. Can you imagine as a 5-year-old reeling that in?
That fish is near as big as you were.
Yeah, it was incredible. I got him a little bit sideways there. I'm always a little bit sideways, so that's okay.
That's good. That's good. Excellent.
Oh, hello, Al Wet Socks. Oh, what is it? My dogs are fussing.
They're whining, I hear.
Yes. This is Minnie. She's my little bald-headed blue chihuahua.
Oh, Minnie.
She ripped my earphones out as soon as I picked her up.
Right.
And then later on, I'm going to start capping some tanks with sand.
Oh, imagine that.
I got me some. I got dank tanks up here too somewhere. I see danks here. It's going to take me a while to figure out where all y'all are, but
Yeah,
Dank, you're
hey,
up here
Dank.
too.
Nice to see you, Dank. Hey, Fish, hello. Good to see you. And thank you very much for your super sticker. That was very, very kind of you. And Misfit, thank you for your super sticker as well. Guys are very generous. That means a great deal. Aquarium Cop, happy to see you.
I told Aquarium Cop he'd be right front and center, and there he is right there.
All right.
He's right in the center.
All right. Muppet.
But I was trying to get it where it didn't block him.
Yeah. Hello, Muppet. Monster Fish Girl. There she is.
Hello, Lori.
Hello, Laurie. Dear Laurie, I got a call tonight from one of the members of about one of the members of my fish club, Don Chapman by name. He died just a day or two ago, and his family called. He had been sick with cancer for about the whole year, and because we haven't been meeting, none of us really knew about it.
Oh, goodness. I'm
So
sorry to hear that.
So they asked me if I would come over and break down his fish room. He's got an outdoor fish room. He was a pretty high level breeder. Did a lot of really remarkable stuff. A lot of killies, a lot of small stuff. Just really, really remarkable guy. So we're going to get over there probably tomorrow and bring his tanks and equipment over to the shop.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Well, T-Bone wants a fish to get a wrench.
I think so too, Father Fish.
Here's the deal.
Right? I know the deal.
The deal, yes, you do.
But I've nominated him. I have nominated you, A Fish.
And I take that very seriously.
Right.
And A Fish is going to get a wrench, but it's going to be about 4 more days. It'll be this weekend. So I gave him a week. I did not say anything about it because I wanted him to be surprised, but now he can be expectant. So that's fine. That's fine.
Love you. He said he said I'll be a good fish.
I know you will.
We love you. We love you, A Fish. Yes.
He's a good boy.
Well, it's so important for these younger people to be involved in the hobby and be inspiration to others. So we're glad you're here, A Fish.
Yes. Petroman said, I caught part of your morning stream. I used double membranes to give me a 1-to-1 ratio on my RO. That's interesting. I have a friend who does that. He actually uses 2 systems, one in back of the other, for its RO. And he gets it down to 0. It's got 0 ppm.
So RO means there's like nothing in the water, right? Is it like distilled water?
Well,
basically?
RO simply means that it has gone through a reverse osmosis system.
Okay.
And depending on the it's not the quality of this system. It's depending on the nature of the filters in the system. The older they are, the less they capture. So a brand new system goes through about a 1-week phase in where it'll max out. And a lot of them max out at like 2 to 5, 6, even 7 ppm. So a lot of the real fanatics will put a DIY on the other end of that. A DIY.
DIY. You got it.
Yeah.
I look like I've been sweating.
To get the rest of the particles out, to get it down to zero. What my friend, this is Brian Green. Brian has a large coral farm, and he lives
nice.
just a mile from here. And he's a good friend, and I can't visit him because he has a grandchild living with him that has an absolutely dreadful disease. It's a baby. His grandchild's about a year and a half old now. His skin, the least touch on his skin, and it comes off.
Oh goodness!
It's a really horrible condition. And Brian, who has a background in therapy, has put together a therapeutic program for the child. He changes the dressing on this child twice a day. And I've met the little boy. He's met him before COVID hit. Now with COVID, they're scared to death of him contracting something. So I've not been able to get over. And the other issue is that Brian's fish room, which has always been immaculate, is showing a lack of care because of just what he's doing for his grandchild. He's really dedicated himself completely to that child.
Oh my goodness!
So, we're just in continuous prayer for the baby and supportive of Brian. So anyway, that's what that's all about.
Yeah. Well, our thoughts and prayers are definitely with them.
Yeah, I can't remember why I brought it up. Oh, I was talking about the gentleman who died.
Yeah.
I get into that. I've lost track of my train of conversation.
That's all right. Yeah, J-Dog got to spend all day at the Father Fish shop. What did y'all do?
T-Bone, I'll tell you what, T-Bone. I don't believe in that. I believe that these things happen for a good reason. I think my sense is, since you said that a fish needed to hear it. He needed to know. Yeah. Because I haven't said much to him over the last few days. I've just been kind of holding off and giving him a chance to really show his true nature, and I feel like he's doing that. I've known him for upwards of a year, and while I have some concerns, I know him as a gentle and a sweet young man. So I'm just it'll all work out.
That's right.
But thank you, T-Bone. I appreciate you very much.
Hey, guess what? We already have a question about a deep substrate. How about that?
Can you imagine?
At 616 Jeff's Tanks. Do you see it or do I need to read it?
Is a deep sand bed as effective as a plenum? Or are there differences? Could you discuss this a little? Well, it's kind of interesting. A plenum is actually
I'm right here.
A plenum is actually nothing more than a gap in the below the substrate that holds water. A lot of people use undergravel filters to create that gap. It's not used as an undergravel filter. That is, the purpose of it is not to pull water through, but simply to act as a kind of a foundation. I was first, well, I was going to say I was first introduced to a plenum about 20 years ago when I got involved with saltwater seriously and found that there were some saltwater people using plenums below a deep mud substrate. Um, the mud substrate was taken from usually a um, an area in a gulf or in an inlet where there were mangroves going. Mangrove uh, mangrove tangles. It's probably the best way to describe them. Mangrove tangles harbor some of the most advanced bacteria in substrates as any other place, and it's healthiest and has the richest the richest variety of bacteria. In fact, the very best bacteria beds are found in mangrove swamps in Australia, where the mud from Australia is held in very high repute by some of the more sophisticated deep substrate coral people. Um, the the plenum, I've used plenums and I've done deep substrate, both saltwater and freshwater, without plenums. I do not see a difference. There may be one, simply that I'm not aware of. It may, for example, do a better job of removing nitrates, although generally that's really a function of particulate matter like clay absorbing nitrates than it is just a plain water column. GARF, the geothermal, I don't even remember what it stands for anymore. GARF.org. .org is probably the most um, informative and advanced coral farming facility that anywhere in the world. It's been ongoing for probably 20, 25 years, maybe longer. It's located in Idaho, of all places, above a geothermal vent. So they're able to maintain a stable temperature, I think, of about 78 degrees in all of their systems. And they raise corals from all over the world. In fact, they have set up a number of projects to reintroduce corals in areas where they've died out and that have been restored. Generally, coral die-outs are not so much a function of pollution as they are a function of changes in the geothermal climate. The temperature of the water changes, and when that happens, because the water flow around the earth shifts, and it shifts sometimes away. When it shifts away from a shoreline, then it's reducing the amount of cold water that's passing through, and that water warms up, and the corals very often will die out. When that thermal climb moves back, the corals are restored in a very, very short period of time. In 10 years, entire coral reefs can be reestablished. Now, that's not to say they're 20 feet tall and 40 feet wide, but it is to say
No, but that's amazing.
that the corals return very quickly because the spats, if you will, the seeds, the little living organisms of the coral are in the water everywhere, and they're moving with the water column, and they can move literally thousands of miles before they put down and reestablish. So anyway, the GARF is kind of advanced research in that field. A lot of the people who, when the whole fad of raising corals began to take hold, they were well out in front of that, and there were a lot of people like my friend Brian who went there and stayed there for a month to learn their techniques. Many people did that, and many people still do. But they used plenums, and they got away from it. They used them for years. When they first established their systems, they all had plenums. And then when when they didn't do it, they didn't notice a difference. They didn't notice that it made any difference at all. So that's kind of where I come down on it. There's certainly nothing wrong with it, and it may have beneficial effects that I'm not aware of. So I certainly would not poo-poo it by any stretch, but I find that it's just not something. It makes the whole thing another half inch to a 3/4 inch deeper, and I'm deep enough as it is. I'm at 5 and 6 inches and 20-gallon tanks, which is kind of ridiculous.
No, that's cool.
That's 20-gallon long tank. I'm half full of substrate in those.
I love it. I love it.
Another inch on top of that, you get no close to the surface there.
I think it's awesome.
I keep a lot of plants and a lot of fish in those tanks. I really
you better
do.
be saving me some plants. I want some of your anubias and some different plants. So
we got lots and lots.
Save me a big order because I'm going to get some. Oh, Aquarium Cop would like to know if you would drop the link for a minute.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yes, T-Bone, you can put up a Simple Fish Keeping's link because he's he's a member of our shoal too.
Who's he talking about?
Simple Fish Keeping. He is one of our members, and he's one of the young men, one of the younger, like I think he's maybe 13 or 14 years old. We absolutely want to encourage any of our young people. Yes, sir.
Yeah, there are plenty of them, and a lot of them are really good.
Yes,
really good. Really
we had a good little video today. And thank y'all all that watched my little 30-second video today. It was so cute. These little bristlenose eating this broccoli right here. I never realized how much bettas will eat vegetables. I mean, they were like piranhas on this thing. They loved it. Oh, I love you, Roxanne. Thank you, Lori. Yes, any of y'all, we all are in blue. We're all moderators, so it's perfectly fine to drop your own link and drop people that you believe should be here in the show. Just
absolutely.
We support each other, and hopefully we all support Father Fish. That's the main thing, and we're just building a community and a family here like no other.
True enough. True enough.
Yes, sir. And thank y'all for welcoming my daughter Morgan in here. Y'all just don't know how much that means to me because she's been through some hard times in her life, and this is her first aquarium, and she's not trying to depend on just me. She's looking to all of y'all for support and learning. So I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, T-Bone has put his arm around her.
Right.
He's been teasing her.
That's right. Well, kids don't listen to their mom, So she's going to listen to y'all before she listens to me. Oh, I haven't tried carrots yet, Chalupa. Sharpie was the one that told me about all the vegetables. He feeds like mushrooms and all kind of crazy stuff.
You guys are too much.
It's a lot of fun.
Too much.
We love you, Father Fish. You're our big papa. Big papa, the jaw dropper.
Funny.
She's doing well, Petroman. Thank you. They've gone to Kentucky. He asked how the Navy girl was doing.
Yes.
They have gone on to Kentucky. We stayed back because I need to spend a little time with my youngest daughter. So we'll go back to Kentucky.
You're going over to Maryland.
Yeah, we're going to go to Maryland, and then we'll be back in Kentucky for Christmas. Oh, there's Aquarium Cop.
Sure enough.
Okay, I'm going to let him take the screen.
What's this? He's got a snowball there. Look at that.
I can't get enough of that. Look at that.
Oh, that's funny, isn't it? What has he got in it?
He's got Aquarium Cop in it.
Oh, my golly. It is, isn't it? Oh, that's funny. That's funny. I love it.
That is.
I'm watching you.
I love it. I love it. That's awesome, Aquarium Cop. So did you meet Morgan, Aquarium Cop? Did you meet Shaylee and Geneva's mommy? That's cool.
There's Lee. Hello, Lee.
Hello, Lee.
Thank you, Cop.
You're the best. And hello, Curly Bunny.
Yes.
Morgan, I did. I told on you.
You told on her, yeah. Shame on you.
I don't know if I missed anybody on hellos, but I hope I did. I mean, I hope I didn't.
I don't know about all these people feeding veggies to their bettas. It kind of wrecks my whole riff.
Right. Well, I mean, they're fed to my plecostomus, but the bettas got in on the action.
Funny.
This one right here, she bit off such a big piece of the broccoli that I actually had to do the Heimlich maneuver on her. I had to catch her and pull a big chunk out of her mouth.
That's funny.
She was a pig.
Let's see. Jeff's Tanks is using the deep sand beds. He was the one who asked about plenums. If you're just using sand, the plenum probably would capture a lot of very fine detritus. I guess that's probably its main function. It's not going to be just water. It's going to be very fine waste that sifts down through everything else and down into the plenum. What are we doing here?
I was telling Al Wet Socks good night. He said he had to go to bed. We love you, Al.
You bet. You bet.
There's Alex. Let's see what Millions says.
Hi, Alex.
Millions son says he's setting up 2 75 gallons this week. Going to go with deep substrate. May go light on the soil, heavy on the sand in one, and the Father Fish standard in the other, side by side for fun and learning. Sounds good.
Million.
You can't go wrong with it.
Nice.
Very
well,
nice.
In 2 years, they'll both be the same. This is funny. I looked at Secret History, and I thought Lee. So I now have equated Alex and Lee in the same synapse in my brain. I don't know how either one of them are going to feel about that.
They'll probably be happy that they're together. This is Big Papa of the puppies, y'all.
Really, look at that.
Have
Look
you
at
ever
that.
seen a Have you ever seen a brindle chihuahua? It's pretty weird, but he's cute.
Oh,
Let's see. A fish says, "I'm
two
setting up."
75 gallons. Well, nice.
Mm-hmm. Aren't too high maintenance. I was wondering if I could strictly use black fluorite. Would that be good enough? It would, but fluorite's kind of expensive. You could actually get away with some black sandblasting sand, right, Father Fish, from Tractor Supply or somewhere?
Yeah, I'm not sure if I could strictly use black fluorite. Well, I don't know. Why do you want to use fluorite? Explain yourself.
Unless you've got a certain reason for it. It's a good substrate, but it's very expensive. How many
Force.
dogs do I have? Petroman, I have about 12 with the puppies. That's including the puppies. Alex, you better watch out. They'll give you a fine. Cap the fluorite with sand. Absolutely. That's what Petroman said. Hi, Jesse.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's a mineral. It's a hard mineral.
Oh, he's already got 50 pounds of it, so he's set.
Calcium fluoride. So in time, it'll break down. I don't know about fluoride, but the calcium will certainly be helpful in the development of this, that, and the other thing. By the time it does, dirt will have settled in it. I guess it depends on the on how fine it is. If it is as fine as sand, it probably and you do it 3 inches deep minimum. It's not really gonna have much of an immediate effect on the water column. Calcium fluoride. It will leach calcium, which will simply promote hardness, and that's not a bad thing at all. It doesn't really contain any other helpful minerals, but it will capture them. I mean, it'll capture waste, and that's kind of the primary function. I've never used calcium fluoride, so I really don't know. It'd be interesting to see. It should not hurt anything. Can you do it without sand? Yeah, you sure can. It's as good as sand in terms of its use and effect. It'll give you a different structure. Calcium, the crystals are really the larger crystals that it's crushed from are really quite beautiful. It's a kind of a semi-precious mineral. It's a fluorspar, fluorspar.
T-Bone just gave you a super chat. Shoo-wee, quit kissing. Kissy, kissy. Thank you, T-Bone.
Yeah, I can't really give you any. Thank you, T-Bone, very much. Can't really give you any advice one way or the other on. I'd be very interested to see how it does, and I would not cap it with sand. I would simply put it in and see how it's affect. But put it in deep. Don't put it in shallow. at least a minimum of 3 inches. Um, that'll give you a better sense of how it's going to work, and it'll also allow it to create an anaerobic environment. If it is coarser, then make it deeper. Um, make it another inch or so. If it's fine, you can go with 3 inches. It depends on what the relative grind of it is. It's ground up crystals. Fiber and proteins, vitamins and minerals. Reading Patrick Polson, especially vitamin A, beta carotene, vitamin. What is he talking about? Broccoli. Oh, broccoli, a medicine chest. When analyzing the plant for ingredients, it contains healthy carbos, fiber, and proteins. Vitamins and minerals, such as especially vitamin A, beta carotene, vitamin K, folic acid, vitamin C, potassium, calcium, magnesium, and phosphorus. Broccoli is rich in minerals. Yes, and you fed your fish broccoli. Aren't you proud of yourself? You're.
I'm muted. I said because Sharpie was telling me about how he works. I think he works like in maybe a convenience or grocery store, and he was talking about how he takes home all kind of vegetables from his store and feeds them everything off his plecos. And he feeds mushrooms. He feeds broccoli. He feeds everything. So tonight I got out a little piece of frozen broccoli and blanched it for about 30 seconds in the microwave. And they're not bothering right now, but believe me, for an hour it was a feeding fest. They had a good time with it.
Yeah, Chalupa says he likes eating fish food. That's not quite what he said, but that was my take on what he said.
Yeah. My hair looks great tonight. I look like a hot mess.
I saw that.
Oh my goodness. My hair is a mess tonight.
Kale, Metroman saying kale is also rich in minerals.
And Madrul told me to try romaine lettuce too. I know goldfish like romaine.
Yeah, plecos do.
Okay. Hey, I'll try it all. I love feeding them veggies and stuff.
Whoa.
And carrots. Carrots and zucchini.
All about carrots, yeah. Alex is saying rabbit food. We ain't feeding rabbits here. Come on, guys. Jeez.
It's fun to feed your fish all kind of things.
You know, it's really interesting. Yeah. Nearly all fish, with the exception of those that are strictly meat eaters, all other fish, their primary food is vegetable matter, including most invertebrates. Crabs, for example, which are notorious for catching and eating fish. It is pure notoriety. They've got a good PR firm working for them. The reality is, crabs eat algae. That's really their primary food. Yeah.
Millions is talking about, let's see here. What did Millions just say? Millions says at 6:41, I have 6 bags of Eco Complete, a bunch of bags of medium grain blasting sand, and a leftover pile of black cow peat. Maybe I'll do a dirted 1 Eco to avoid the ammonia spike in my other planted tanks had. Oh, to avoid the ammonia spike my other planted tanks had.
If you cap it, you won't get the ammonia spike.
Right. The secret's in capping it, y'all. I mean, like, really, when you think you don't have it deep enough, go ahead and cap it a little bit more.
Yeah, you can't overdo it.
Right. Because what you're trying to do is get that soil in there, and you're trying to put enough sand on top of it that none of that's leaching, that it's sealing it. And then when you plant your plants in it, you just want to plant it into the sand and leaving enough room for the roots to make their way down to the sand or to the soil. You don't want to breach that soil down there. You want to kind of stick with planting in your sand substrate. They'll make it.
Let the roots find it.
Yeah.
You don't have to introduce them to it. They'll find it. Alex has gone off the deep end here.
Uh-oh. We like the deep end sometimes.
641.
Okay.
641. Daily vitamin is rich in minerals and nutrients and didn't smell like farts. Well, so you say. So you say. Interesting. Don't really know what he's referring to.
He said even piranhas eat vegetables in the bellies of other fish.
Well, true enough.
See if there's any more questions. Have I missed any questions, y'all? Hello,
Whoa.
Fishon. Millions. Patrick, Chalupa, Petraman, T-Bone, A Fish, Roxanne. I'm just saying y'all's name again because everybody likes to hear their name said while we're on here.
And Top is saying, I feed my curly bunny all the time. She is so cute. We need some.
She is so cute.
She is, isn't she?
Hey, I tell you what, if she was my EMT when I was having a whatever, like having a fallout, I would be happy.
Yeah, really. You bet.
Oh, I'm in top chat, so I may have missed something. Does anybody want to come up and see us a minute?
Oh, dear.
Come show a tank off or anything.
Get a link in here.
Hey, you've got your Hawaiian shirt on tonight. I just noticed.
I know. Look at that.
Let's see how you're styling and profiling. Looky there. I love it.
Yeah.
I like the evening streams. The piece of the green scene never makes it down. Hello, Suspect. How are you?
Suspect Gaming. Hello, hello.
I've caught Suspect a couple of times playing his games, and it's pretty wild. He did Ghostbusters. What was it, a week or two? I guess it was last weekend. It was just like watching the show, watching the movie. It was pretty good.
Yeah. So Alex is throwing me a curveball again.
Good. Get him, Alex.
So, Father Fish,
hey, Craig.
you ever tried using actual thick modeling type clay as a cap just to see what a real cap layer would do? Alex, I ain't that dumb. Jeez. Now, having said that, and I needed to say that, I must also say that Alex has perfected the science of Mohm substrate. And it is brilliant. It takes a very long time to achieve it. Does not happen quickly. Is not automatic. It takes a year or 2 years to get there, but by never cleaning the bottom, you can start with a bare tank with plants, with small bedding type plants that grow on the bottom, and eventually you will have that magnificent tank that Alex has, in which a huge bed of, I don't know what it is, looks to me for all the world like pygmy dwarf swords, growing in a thick mat all along the bottom of the tank in nothing but Mohm. It's brilliant. But no, Alex, I have never put a wad of clay on the top of my substrate because it would turn the tank to mud very quickly. I have put clay in my substrate, but in that, plants have a hard time poking their roots into clay. I mix it. I aerate it with either compost or sand in order to get it broken up enough. And the way I do that is I soak it, wet it, turn it to mud, and then put everything in that mud. I put peat in it, a lot of peat. I'll put other elements in it. I'll put sand in it and just build it up so it becomes a very thick and an enormously rich environment. Clay has tremendous mineralization, but it's almost inaccessible to plants. So using it as a crust would be not different from using stones as a cap, with the difference that the stones would not dissolve in the water, whereas the clay would. So, yeah. He's gonna come up with something here now that's gonna. Aren't you, Alex? I know your game. Mercy. He's thinking. Oh dear. Would my Malaysian trumpet snail, not snails, mind you, snail, die if I use beetroot as food for them? If you only have one Malaysian trumpet snail, it seems to me, if he's been in the tank very long, that there probably is already something wrong with him. Well, Malaysian trumpet snails are notorious for their ability to multiply. And beetroot, I've never put beetroot in a tank in my life. I have no idea what beetroot would do. Ask Alex. Alex knows everything. Alex puts clay on top of his substrate. You are muted, Mary.
Yep. Oh, I'm talking to the phone. I see Morgan Freilich is here, and I haven't seen him in a while.
Hello, Morgan.
And I was just telling him that
Martha is here.
my daughter's name is. Yep, my daughter's name is Morgan too. I have a love for that name.
Oh, no, the stuffed fish.
And Joey's here.
Who was asking if the stuffed fish is a perch? You said that.
Oh no, it's a 10-pound largemouth bass, or 11-pound.
Yeah.
I caught this with my granddaddy.
When she was 5 years.
Hello, Holly. When I was 5 years old, most exciting day of my life. It really was.
Dwight Schrute, here, Fishy. Hello, here, Fishy. There's a person I'd love to get up here. Boy, talk about a fun-loving woman.
Get up
she
here.
Is joy and creative and all that stuff. It's really a cool lady.
Let's see. Alex says beetroot will sit in there like a potato. It's a tuber, a bulb. Most fish don't touch it unless it's cooked.
Oh,
5:45. Jeffrey's got a question at 5:45, and I missed it. Sorry. Let's see what's happening. If I get back to it.
Oh.
Okay, 48. I'm almost there.
Well, I ain't gonna go back. Since you're going back, I ain't gonna go back.
Okay, let's see here. 5:45. Jeffrey. Okay, here we go.
All right.
Father Fish Pet Tech put out a video about anoxic filtration, which is a very good video. I've been intrigued and have been watching videos. What is your opinion on anoxic filtration? We get this asked quite a bit.
Yeah, we do. There's
Yep. Give us your opinion. Maybe we'll make it a story time.
oh dear.
That's what you use, like the clay substrate in the filtration too, right? For that.
Yeah, except it's a baked clay that doesn't disintegrate in
Okay.
the water. I find it does about 10% of what a deep substrate does. It does control nitrates. It's pretty effective at controlling nitrates. Frankly, that's about all it does. It does not provide a media for plants. It does not. Um, it does not provide a balancing um, function for the total aquarium. It allows for mold buildup. It does one thing and it does it very well, which is to reduce nitrate. But for my purposes, that's all it does. Doesn't really do anything like what a deep substrate does. Well, that's my take on it.
Right. Because pretty much, I mean, everything else, there's nothing wrong with all these other systems, but with this deep substrate, it kind of knocks out the need for all that stuff, really. If you've got this
Yeah,
deep
that's kind
sand
of the bottom line.
substrate with a lot of plants, that's the key too. You got to have a lot of plants in
A
there.
lot of plants, that's right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because look, I kept discus years ago and tried to plant a tank. I bought Amazonia. I did all that stuff. I killed everything. I killed it all. But now, since I've done this, it's just turned out so much nice. Oh, Patrick likes my sticker wall. I've been working on that since we got off this morning. Let's see. TNT.
Got an interesting comment at
There you go. 6:55. Yeah.
Yeah,
You want me to read it or you got it?
go ahead.
My first inch to cap my substrate was Play-Doh and color form fun on the front glass. Has anyone done it or understand? 1970s, not suggestion. Back to TV.
Yeah, it's kind of back to Alex's
Yeah.
premise or question.
Alex said he got a whole bunch of marbles. He's getting ready to do something with them. I think he's going to be scattering some eggs. Father Fish, have you ever put lights at the bottom of a tank? I was just curious if you could confuse the bejeebus out of them since they orient that way.
Yeah, you bet.
My eyes are
Absolutely.
itching. I'm sorry, y'all.
Yeah.
It's about to drive me crazy.
Yep. Jeffrey saying one day I'll get the courage to show you my tanks. Well, please.
Oh, you can do it, Jeffrey. Look, 2 months ago, I couldn't even figure out how to get on this stream, and I came up here for Father Fish's birthday, and you see what's happened? Now I've got a sticker wall behind me, big fish there. I've got a deep sanded substrate tank, and I'm sitting here with allergy eyes.
TNT balls. Best outdoor small pond setup. Cold winter, hot summer. Very cool.
Yes, very nice. And welcome, TNT balls. Glad you're here. Yeah, we're missing your fish, Joey. Chalupa No Tomatoes said, we miss your fish. I love seeing those goldfish in the background. They are gorgeous. Let's see. Any more? Anoxic beds are only nice for big ponds, in my opinion. This is from Alex. Anoxic beds convert nitrates back to ammonia. Silly bacteria is going the wrong way. So you need a lot of plants, in my experience. The plants is the ticket.
Yeah, that's right.
Right.
It's an alternative.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I do not. It's a real problem for me in dealing with this because I know there are strong sentiments on the anoxic side. And there are
Right.
people who are deeply personally committed to it. And in no way do I want to denigrate that or speak against it. Not at all. Um, and so I've already said more than I'm really comfortable saying. Um, and I'm only speaking to my own experience. And, my own experience is just that. It's my experience. It's not anybody else's. So I cannot and will not pass judgment on anything anyone else is doing, uh, unless they're putting clay on top of their substrate. Then I'll pass judgment on that.
Right. Well, you're running an incredible fish room with how many tanks, Father Fish? How many tanks do you have in your shop?
300 or 400.
Yeah, and they're all
Haven't
with the deep sand substrate.
Yeah,
And
all deep substrate, right? Dirted deep substrate for
yeah,
the most part. Nearly all, a few are not.
and you really don't have the whatever to really keep up with it all, but they're just doing fine on their own, aren't they?
Well,
Basically.
that was really the whole idea, to
Hmm.
try to set up a system that took care of itself.
Right.
And it's pretty good. On a day to day basis, it does not require routine maintenance. Maintenance is a function of something breaking down or not working quite right or some little glitch in the system, but it's not day to day.
Right. Let's see.
All right, we
Yeah,
are.
we're at 7 o'clock. Time
Uh,
flies when you're having fun.
it's true. It's true. Let
I
me see
love
if I.
winding down with y'all. I love coming in here at night. I like it better than the mornings, actually. I love the mornings too, but
Yeah, it's
nighttime,
fun.
yes, it is. Let's see. Father Fish's deep substrate uses anoxic filtration in a limited capacity. So do my thinner malm and silt substrate tanks, but that's why I use all anoxic bacteria filtration when you can use aerobic too. Oh, wait. And TNT was asking, have a question. What would be a good starter setup for a beginner fish keeper?
Well,
Exactly what we're talking
go to
about.
Father
Yes.
Fish's channel. The very first category on there is is setups for beginners. There are a whole series of videos for beginners. So check it out, spend a little time with it, find something you like, and then get back to us if you need more information or direction about. That's there to give everybody a head start. So do that. We're signing off right now. We're going away until
Come back in
tomorrow.
the morning or
Yeah, and we will be here in the morning. In the
and
meantime, we are going to spend the next few minutes commiserating with our friend in London.
and y'all make sure you join in for Jess and Chubbs's stream tonight. I'm not sure who else is streaming tonight, but we know we want to support them. They're
You
at
bet.
10
That'll be
o'clock Eastern.
10
Yep.
o'clock Eastern, right? 9 o'clock Central. And here we go.
Hello, Kim. Oh, Ken, one more comment real quick. Kim said, hi, everyone. Father Fish, I just finished setting up my first 10-gallon betta tank using your mud under sand method. I'm binge watching you now. Well, thank you, Kim.
Delightful. Very good.
Yes, thank you.
All
Okay,
right. Here,
okay.
here
I'll
we
be
go.
quiet now.
Let's
Love you all.
What a night.
Oh dear. Well, thank you, Lee. Thank you, Lee. Love you guys. Wonderful to be with you. See you all in the
Y'all have a
morning.
great night
Bye
or
bye.
day, morning, whatever you are.
Yes.
Love y'all. Bye bye.
Bye bye.